All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat, volume 45. I think I lost count. I don't even know anymore. Happy October as spooky season continues. And this is, of course, your one-stop shop, the Solo Man podcast, each and every Thursday, sometimes between 6:30 and 7. I don't know. As soon as I can get the show together and ready. There was lots of stuff I had to play today that just stealth dropped, which we will be talking about. So cut me a break here. But this is, of course, where we talk about everything: news, reviews, discussions, announcements, updates, everything, because there's so much going on constantly, and it's really hard to keep up with it all and figure out what is best for you. So hopefully we can do that. What is up, Game Cat Chicago? Oh, I could really use an Italian beef sandwich right now. Chrome Colossus, Mal, woo! What's up, man? Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house. Good to see all of you guys. Hope you're having a great week. I am having a fantastic October. And I'm going to tell you why today. Guys, there's a lot going on, from updates to some games. You have to hear about this because they're absolutely awesome and they're really cool. There's a couple new games that released today, Seventh Guest and Stealth Drop of Racket Fury, which I'm going to share my first impressions, a little bit of gameplay with it, and tell you all about it. So first and foremost, guys, we got a lot to talk about today, so we're going to go ahead and get to it. But before we do anything, I just want to say a quick congratulations to my buddy Brian Paul, who loves you all over there at PSVR without Parole, reaching 100,000 subscribers. Let's go, baby. Congratulations, my brother. And good for you, man. I know you put your heart and soul into this, and I know you are hopelessly and helplessly addicted to PlayStation VR2, as am I. And proud of you, man. Keep up the great work, and here's to another 100,000 more. And yeah, man, keep it up, dude. Obviously VR is a lot smaller of a community and stuff, so it needs all of the news and whatever it can get to spread awareness, because honestly, PSVR2 and PSVR and VR is absolutely incredible. And it's still at its early stages. I think right now I think it is technically mainstream now, but it hasn't like peaked, or it hasn't, it's going. We're only on 2.0. So really looking forward to seeing how this goes, and happy to accompany you on this journey, my friend. Congrats, and congrats to all of you, because I know a lot of you are a part of the community as well. We all are, man. Game Cats for life. So good shit, man. Keep it up, dude. Now that all the mushy gushy stuff is out of the way, it is time to get into some pretty awesome news. But first, we do have some new announcements that we're going to go over. But first, we're going to take a look at something that comes via the way of, actually, this came from Propagation Paradise Hotel's Twitter. And let's take a look here, what they had to say. So they pointed out something. They said, we're so grateful for your support. Thanks to you all. We're among the top selling PSVR2 games this month. You can help us with leaving a review directly on PSVR Store. That is, of course, a feature they have now brought back to the PlayStation Store, where you can leave a 1 to 5 star rating. Make sure every game you love, just give it a 5 star. Just give Propagation is easily a 5 star. Fun fact: I've actually been wanting to. I'm gonna roll the Propagation Paradise Hotel trailer, which, by the way, if you haven't heard me for the last 2 weeks talking about it, absolutely fantastic game. I know a lot of you picked it up. It's the best first big spooky season game we've gotten. Cannot recommend it enough. If you want PSVR2 quality graphics, and just a great horror survival adventure, seriously, cannot recommend this game enough. Congrats to Propagation Hotel. It will be interesting to see. So they sorted the PlayStation Store basically by best selling, and that's kind of how they're doing it. So I'll be interested to see how this actually compares to when next month when they actually release the top 10 download list. It'll be interesting to kind of see how this actually compares, what it looks like. But so far, we've got Gran Turismo, Beat Saber, Propagation Paradise Hotel is at number 3 right now. Switchback, which we're going to talk a little bit about Switchback later. Resident Evil Village, No Man's Sky, Moss Book 2, The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2, Retribution, PokerStars VR, which is a free game, Horizon, Call the Mountain, Synapse, and Hubris. Some of these games, as you might notice, first of all, most of these are really, really good games. So that's nice to see that people know the good stuffs to get. I pretty much like, actually, I do like all of these games. So you love to see great games have some success, and it's nice to see a small, little tiny studio across the pond be up here amongst some juggernauts of games. So it's really nice, man. And again, props to you, the community, for supporting good games. Do it, man. Do it. It is worth it. If you want this thing called VR that we love so much to survive and thrive and evolve, you have to support the developers that are really putting lots of effort into this. So again, it will be interesting to see to compare that next month. But guys, woo-wee, what is up, Silver Nexus, A Dizzle, Funky Sloth, Hooked Worm, Nihilus Ryan, my metal feline friend, Chrome Colossus, Rexplorer, so many of you here. Seven Sins Music, what up, homie? Rexplorer says, PPH is great. Yes, I agree. Matster, Game Catster, whoa. Thank you so much, my friend, for the donation. Holy crap, I appreciate all of your guys' support. Your donations are a big reason I keep the live streams ad-free, because like you really support them so much that it's more than what really like turning on the ads would do. So I really appreciate the support. You have no idea how much it helps. Also, to these fine people that support on Patreon. But what does Master Game Catster, my friend, have to say? He says, yeah, brother, glad to be back. Love all you. The cardiologist says, no scary VR. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, what do the doctors know? What is a cardiologist know? Come on. Awesome Tatum, what's up, man? Looper, good to see all you guys. Thank you, Matster. Appreciate it, man. So guys, there is a bunch of stuff. This month has been super awesome. Not really for the reasons that we expect. I mean, I try to say this. I know I say this a lot, but PSVR2 gets a lot of games. It gets a lot of amazing games. And it has a lot of surprises each and every month. Astrobot. But you never really know what's going to be great. I mean, we've had some stuff that have been some big flops, some duds, and it's all the stuff that you hope or you expect to be really good, and then meanwhile something comes out of left field, whether it be an update or a launch, a stealth drop of a game, and it ends up being really great. And that's just kind of the thing I've mentally prepared myself for each and every month. But the good news is that you will always have something to be excited for. I said before that, I was getting bummed out, like after Hellsweeper and Project Wingman, a couple other things. I was getting really bummed out, and I was really not looking forward to being like excited about anything anymore, because it seems like it always ends in disappointment. But the God's honest truth is that there's been tons of things to be excited about. You just don't know what to be excited about is the problem. But all right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into some of this news real quick. Like I said before, so we got an important announcement / discussion here, and that comes by the way of the Phasmophobia developers. Sadly, the Phasmophobia developers have announced that the game Phasmophobia, the console release, and the PSVR2 version have been delayed indefinitely for now. This is basically due to a lot of complications, some being like their studio catching on fire, which moved it from August originally to October. Now they said, look, the game is just not ready and we need to delay it some more. We don't want to give a release date because we don't know when it's going to be ready. They're trying to do everything they can, it seems. Yeah, man, I think I speak for a lot of people here. Now, there's some people that are so excited about this game. They're like, please just release it broken. No. I don't agree with that one bit. It's nice that people still want to throw their money at a broken game. But people are really worried about, this coming at all or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, we've started to see some games get delayed. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see it more and more and more. But what's happening is that, Phasmophobia, Behemoth have now announced that they've been delayed somewhat. And I 100% support this decision to do so, because at the end of the day, I would rather have, a nice polished console quality game, a game that is up to the proper standards, a game that, really utilizes the hardware and, doesn't have as many bugs or whatever. Some stuff is okay to deal with at launch. Wes likes to call it day one jank, but yeah, man, I 100% support if a game is not ready. I think it absolutely needs to be delayed. I don't care if the timing, something like this is in time for Halloween. Would it be nice to get it for Halloween? Yes, but that's okay. I would rather the game be good and polished and finished than them just quietly release a broken ass game on the store. And I think this game has a lot of hype behind it, a lot of anticipation. So it's really, really important because we need to stop seeing developers release these half-assed games or unfinished games. It's been a trend that we've seen a little bit, and it ruins everything, man. It really ends up just being a huge disappointment for something we're so excited about. So 100% support the developers here in their decision. And I look forward to playing it when it's ready. At this point, we have so much to play already. A couple games here and there, whatever, getting pushed back is not a big deal in my opinion. And it gives us something to look forward to versus just having to download a game. I had literally $120 worth of games on my console installed that are in a folder called Wait for a Patch. Don't be one of those games. I have 3 folders now. I've got a PSVR2 folder, I've got a Wait for a Patch folder, and then I've got an absolutely avoid folder. Don't be in those other 2. Just be in the PSVR one. But yeah, man. Take your time, devs. We support you, and we are looking forward to playing it. Now, something we may not have to be waiting too long for, which I think is really, really exciting. Ultrawings 2 has basically popped up on Twitter yet again. They've been a little silent here and there. Planet Bit Studios, Planet Games. Sorry. They said the PSVR 2 version of Ultrawings 2 is coming along just fine. We're almost done. Stay tuned. So they did tell us recently this game was coming soonish. But guys, like I said, after what happened with Project Wingman, which, to be honest with you, Project Wingman is a couple things that really let me down. The graphics I could live with. It's the lack of HOTAS support and the amount of content in the game. Well, if you want good VR interactive features, if you want HOTAS support, if you want a game with polished looking graphics and loads, and I mean loads, hours and hours of content, as well as action and combat and all sorts of stuff, as the screen says, guys, Ultrawings 2, seriously, keep your eye on this game. I've played it on Quest, and I thoroughly enjoyed it on that. To kind of preview it, I actually did a live stream of it, previewing it for PSVR2. Keep your eyes on this game for when it releases, and because it is very, very good. And I don't recall if they set a price yet, but I thought I remember them saying maybe something like it'll be a good price as well. So this game rocks, man. This game is really, really good. So excited about that. Hope to hear some more news soon, and it sounds like it's not too far away. What did that say? No more half-ass games, no more half-ass games. Lights Pitchfork. Damn right, man. Holy crap. Listen, this day and age, you do not want to release a game with any flaws, let alone big, obvious, bad ones, because if any game has any flaws these days, people will tear it apart and call it a cash grab and stuff. And yeah, man, holy crap. And sometimes it's accurate and sometimes it's not, but regardless, they will not pull any punches these days, the internet. But yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah, man, good stuff. So another game that was previously or recently announced is a 5v5 tactical shooter called Breachers. And this game, unfortunately, all I have is a Quest trailer. But Breachers has been announced, and it is coming in November, and it is launching with a couple different modes. There's a bomb defusal mode as well as a team deathmatch. This game gets a lot of praise and a lot of really good reviews. People really, really like it. The biggest complaint I've seen about it is that too many little like toxic kids or whatever play it, and kids screaming and acting like, you know, doing what kids do, I guess, some kids. But this game is supposed to be really good. The developers have kind of followed up with that though, because they said that this game will support crossplay, but with the option to turn off cross-platform multiplayer. So if you're worried about, you know, other communities, whatever, getting into the mix or whatever, they're going to actually give you the option to turn that off. It's crazy. I mean, it must be really bad for that to be the number one thing I see about this game, is that like it's really, really great, but has like the worst community of you know, children stuff ever. The only reason I mention it is because it seems like it's really that bad. It's crazy. I've never seen. There's not really a whole lot of stuff I've seen that people really point that out that much. But anyways, let's take a look over on the PlayStation Store, because this game is actually officially listed on the PlayStation Store. And let's do a little breakdown as to what we can maybe expect from Breachers. So it is announced, it is available to wishlist now, which I need to do. PlayStation Plus is required for online play. Supports up to 10 players because it's 5v5. Looks like it has, you can play it sitting or standing. And so it says, in Breachers, you plan your assault or orchestrate your defense as a team through intense close quarters combat. Whether you play as an enforcer or a revolter, master your nifty gadgetry, customize your powerful weaponry, and beat your opponents in stunning environments. Intuitive to grasp, endlessly playable. Breach as enforcers. Your goal as an enforcer is to eliminate your enemies and disarm their bombs with an EMP. Repel and blow up walls, swing through windows, and catch your opponents by surprise with gadgetry like drones, cloaking devices, flashbangs, and breaching foam. All this sounds really freaking cool. These are this actually sounds really nice. I like the mechanics here, the way they sound. I like the especially the blowing up walls and swinging through windows and shit. I don't know what the heck breaching foam is. I'm guessing it's like that exploding foam. I have no idea. It's cool. Ambush. The other option is to ambush as revolters. Your goal as a revolter is to prevent your enemies from disarming your bomb by terminating them before they do so. Use door blockers, trip mines, static field emitters, and proximity sensors to defend your position. So very much an attack and defend style game. However, there is also going to be, it sounded like, an additional map that has team deathmatch on it. I don't know if there's more than one, but there's at least one map that's supposedly designed for team deathmatch. So a couple different modes on offer here, but it sounds like the hardcore mode is going to be the, what is it called? Yeah, I don't know if it has like a special name to that mode, but it's just enforcers versus revolters. Finally, it says customize powerful weaponry. To ensure victory, purchase and customize your extensive weaponry to your liking at the start of each round. Sounds like Counter-Strike a little bit. Every gun, whether it's pistols, SMGs, shotguns, or assault rifles, can be modified with attachments to suit your needs. So we don't have an exact date. However, they have said that this is going to be coming out in November. So that's pretty cool, man. Looking forward to this. I hear, like I said, I hear nonstop good things about the game itself. Yeah, man, we actually have a nice array of first-person shooters. This is a genre that I think we could use as many as we can get. It is definitely a popular genre, and it's really, it's for good reason. They're a lot of fun, and you know, I'm not into like super just multiplayer competitive stuff all the time, but if a game is good enough, I will certainly be able to get into it and have some fun. Oh, there's the foam. I want to see what the foam does. I want to see the foam in action. He's just spraying foam on wall. It does look really, really cool though. I've definitely heard some mix between Rainbow Six Siege or Rainbow Six Siege, a little bit of the game I just mentioned earlier, Counter-Strike. And then, yeah, so this will be cool. But yeah, man, good stuff. Looking forward to Breachers on PlayStation VR2. Oh, by the way, they did mention as well that it's going to be enhanced graphically. So looking more forward to getting a couple more details on that. Is there anything else they mentioned here? Bear with me 1 second. The PSVR2 version brings adaptive trigger support, trophies, and they did confirm there is a platinum trophy and enhanced visuals. The game has never looked better. November 2023, wish list now. So good stuff. Another game that got a sort of release window we'll mention in just a second. Look at all of you guys, man. So many to hear you today. Good to see all of you. Awesome Tatum says, waiting on AJ's opinions on Seventh Guest. Yeah, that's kind of towards the end of the show. There's a lot to talk about today. October is bussin', man. October be bussin'. There's lots of shit to talk about. But I have played a lot of Seventh Guest, and I will definitely share my first impressions on that for sure. Vince Virtua says Breachers is on Quest and PCVR. I think so. Yeah, I imagine it's on. I think so. I don't know for sure, but it will support cross-platform, so it's on one of them. What up, Dead Ringer? Yo, Ace Diaz. He says Breachers is going to kill Firewall Ultra. Unfortunately, so apparently Firewall Ultra got a patch yesterday, I think, and a lot of people are saying a lot of really good things about it. So I unfortunately have not had enough time to check it out yet, but there's people have said there's been a couple patches and it's improved, blah, blah, blah. I didn't bite just yet, but I will go check it out and see if it is how improved it is, and maybe we'll talk about it on Monday's show. But yeah, man, let's see here. Casanova. I didn't give any impressions or thoughts on Seventh Guest just yet, but it's funny that you said that. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I'll get there. I'll get there on Seventh Guest. But before we get to Seventh Guest, there's a little, I want to spotlight a little bit of an indie game here that got basically gave us an update on Twitter. Now take this with a grain of salt because we don't know what's going on with it really, but they're expecting this game to be coming out in December. And it's a small little indie title. I think it's a one-man team, but the reason I am bringing it up is because it is heavily inspired by one of my favorite games of all time, and that is Mega Man. And this is System Critical 2. This is supposed to be a fast-paced, really difficult shooter, first-person shooter, as well as it has like some melee stuff going on in it. I hear really good things about this game. And Awesome Tatum, I'm definitely going to get there too. But I like the fact that it has, he's got a straight up M Buster on his hand. That's pretty awesome. I've heard really good things about this game. And from the trailer and stuff, it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of a little hard for me to get excited, but there are these glimpses in the trailer where I'm like, okay, I can see this being pretty damn cool. But supposedly it's really difficult. It has some platforming, lots of shooting, lots of enemies and stuff. It's got boss battles, which are really nice. I wonder if you gain the boss's powers when you beat them. But Master, me too, man. I freaking love Mega Man. But anything that says it's like Mega Man, it immediately gets my attention because I can definitely see there's like like I said, there's a straight up M Buster, a Mega Buster on his hand, like straight from the other IP. But I like that he's got like a samurai sword, that there's like some melee weapons here. And they've also, some of the reviews I looked over, mostly positive it seemed. And they do talk about it being very difficult, that this isn't going to be for everybody. But it definitely sounds up my alley for sure. So as a smaller indie title, I'm very much looking forward to this and giving it a shot, and can't wait to check it out. But that is supposedly coming in December. Take that with a grain of salt, because we've heard that 1,000 times before and it not happen. But that would be nice to have a little something in December around the holidays. Get a little Mega Man in VR action. I'm down, man. I am down always. All right. That is it for the announcements. There have been some major updates these weeks. Game-changing updates this week that we need to talk about. But first, I want to say thank you to Silver Nexus with the donation. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your guys' support as always. Really means a lot and helps a lot. He says Thursday officially sucks. Just a little less. Oh, he says so much less. Okay, you changed my line, but that's okay. Glad to see you streaming tonight. Take your time, and thanks for everything you do for us at PSVR. Oh, come on, man. Get. Thank you, man. I know, but really, I appreciate all the support. It literally helps me so much. You have no idea. And I'm just happy to share this awesome thing called PSVR2 and talk about all the stuff that's great and all the stuff that sucks about it all the time. Because I take the good with the bad when it comes with PSVR2, because the good is definitely worth it in my opinion. Very much worth it. And together we will pioneers of this journey, the beginning of this journey of virtual reality into the future and awesome stuffs and whatever. Anyways, lots of updates to some games here. First, we're going to kick things off, and I've got some fresh, brand new gameplay for you guys. First, we're going to take a look at Galaxy Karts, I think it's called Galaxy Kart. But this was a game that I had actually been following since like 2018, 2019, when it first appeared in like a Brazilian film festival, a Brazilian like gaming festival or tech festival or something. And, it launched on PSVR2 and it was not very good. Horrible balancing, horrible graphics, a couple bright spots here and there. But guys, I must say this newest update for it, has added 2 levels They've rebalanced the AI, and I gotta say, man, it's on the right track. No pun intended. Okay, I definitely meant to do that. But yeah, man. So I checked out some Galaxy cards here. This is one of the new levels, and I absolutely adore this level to death, man. This level is all about food. And as you can see, here, let me see if I can blow up the video here for you a little bit so you can get a little bit better look here. But this level is all about food, which I definitely love me some good food. But it's got that classic kart racer charm to it. You can see like there's pizza ramps and there's cookies on the side of the track, you know, are the barriers for the track. And there's cheese bridges and all this stuff. I love the aesthetic of this level. And yeah, man, there's actually two new levels. There's this, and there is like a kind of a circus style level as well. But I got to check this update out, and this is pretty good, man. They're definitely moving this game in the right direction. I love kart racers, but you know, the good ones are few and far between. We never ended up getting Dash Dash World, which was as to be kind of expected after them going silent for so long. But this game is really moving in the right direction. Now it brings it up to 6 different tracks. They've got 8-player multiplayer, so you can play with friends. I love like the ketchup squeezing stuff, and of course you got to have the environmental hazards and stuff. But gameplay wise, they've really done a good job to balance this out and make it feel a little bit better. It had some of that tiny bit of that fun but frustrating thing where you're winning the entire race and then you lose the last second. It definitely, but it felt like cheap or whatever. It feels a lot better now. And I love the sprinkled donut stuff that you're going through here. I love this course. This course is so much fun, and it looks fantastic, and it makes me really hungry. But yeah, man. So this game, however, the big question here is this game worth it yet? Here's the thing. It's $20, and I definitely said absolutely not at launch. At launch, it needed to be a lot cheaper. I think they're moving in the right direction, but I still feel like this is absolutely pretty much maybe wait for a sale. The good news here, guys, to my friends across the pond, the game is actually on sale on the EU store, apparently. I think it's like 11 euros, something around there. If the game is on sale, it is 100% worth it. Like Distracted, my friend here says. I think this is absolutely worth picking up when it's on sale. And it has some fun. There's definitely some fun to be had. And the new balanced levels, balanced AI, and the new levels and stuff. And then they're going to continue supporting this game. At some point, it's going to get wheel support. And if you have a wheel from Gran Turismo 7, that's when you people need to go ahead and jump in, because that's going to make it really awesome. I think that's good with I do like using the orbs to grab the wheel and stuff and grab the weapons and shoot. But I think once it gets wheel support, then it's like really game on. But yeah, man, keep an eye out for a sale on this. If you're in the EU, I give it the thumbs up. But no sale in the US as of yet. I'd like to see it a little bit cheaper. I wish if it was like honestly even just around the $15 range, I'd be like, yes, get it. But it's not. It still feels like there's a little something missing here, whether it be content or quality. It's almost there, but it's not there quite yet for me to like really recommend at the $20 price tag. But still, great update. The graphics update was great as well when they did that. And I love these new levels. They're pretty good stuff, especially this pizza or this food course. It is a lot of fun to play this level. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. VR Monkey, keep it up. Keep it going. Keep working on this game and stuff because it's going in the right direction. I would have liked to show you the circus course there, but that's okay. Matster, dude, says thanks for all you do, brother. Dude, thank you, man. And geez, like you really don't have to do that, but I appreciate your support. It really does help. And just glad to have you back with us, man. Get comfy, sit back, relax, and enjoy some PSVR2 goodness. I know you can't play spooky games right now, but there's other stuff that you can play that's a little bit more chill. Maybe some puzzling places for you. It's on sale right now. Maybe something less intense. That's the good thing, is there's a nice variety right now too. You can play stuff that's not super strenuous on the heart. Definitely don't play Propagation Paradise Hotel, because good God, that will strain your heart for sure. Oh my goodness, that game. So good. All right, Awesome Tatum. It is time. We got a brand new update, another huge one that is game changing for a game that was, mind you, already really good. I will reiterate, already a very, very good game has gotten even better, and that is Crossfire Sierra Squad. Man, this game, I'm telling you, man, I mean, like, Pavlov is excellent. To me, it's a top 5 PSVR2 game. This game, man, you know, this was the #1 selling game last month. This game is really good, you guys, and I'm gonna full screen my footage here. They have added a brand new manual reload update, and so when they first announced it, I was kind of wondering. I was like, you know, how far did they go with this manual reloading stuff? You know, how well is it implemented? Well, let me tell you, it is implemented really freaking well, because there's a lot of games in a lot of guns in this game. There's a wide variety of weapons to choose from, and the guns, a lot of the guns have different places where you can reload them from. And now you don't manually rip out the clip. You press a button and then you manually put the clip back in. A lot of guns in real life, they have an actual button release for the clip, so it's nothing like super out of the ordinary there. But then you can see I'm using this assault rifle, and it's got this like weird like hook at the top. I think this is like the FAMAS the closest thing to a FAMAS that I've seen. But here I've also got the shotgun. This is not a pump action shotgun. But man, this update, look, I'm reloading the bullets in there. They got the little Resident Evil quick reload thing if you hold your hand there. This game has taken yet another step up. Like I said, already great, but holy crap, this manual reloading feels really good, and a lot of the guns feel very different, and it's very unique. I had some people asking me, now I'm playing this on realism mode, which, by the way, realism mode is freaking awesome in this game, and it is brutal difficulty here. But I had it took me a long time to get this footage where I wasn't just dying over and over. Freaking Raul, man. Awesome Tatum. This is why I need you back, homie. I was thinking about you when playing this, Awesome Tatum, because I was playing with Raul and I was like, dude, I just can't play with Raul anymore. That's the AI, for those who don't know. And he sucks. Oh, I did die right there. But yeah, the AI as a partner, he's not very good. He gets a little, he basically just takes a lot of shots. He does help a little bit, but it's basically you doing everything. What I can say though, it is nice to have all this content to be able to play it solo. That is excellent. I will take that all day. But it is much, much better to play this game with a friend, if you have a friend to play this with. And if you can, I highly recommend playing it on realism mode as well. It's very difficult, but it's super fun. It looks awesome. Graphically, the game looks awesome and plays awesome. And dude, this manual reload update is huge. All the guns feel really, really good. I've shared some other clips on Twitter and on Reddit, even because I was so excited about it, and I had a little bit of free time. Oh, that's a perfect grenade, by the way. I'm getting rocked here. But yeah, super challenging, super difficult, but also super fun. Cannot recommend Crossfire Sierra Squad enough, man. Again, the game's doing well, which is nice to see, but let's keep it going, man. Let's keep rewarding them for continuing support. I was not expecting this game to get as much additional support as it's been getting. But yeah, man, this game was already awesome and just continues to get better. And yeah, dude. Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for Life. What up, homie? Says, do you have to unlock the mode? No. They did a patch. They're listening to literally everything the community says. And they released a patch to where you can just start the game on realism mode if you'd like. I would like them, I don't know if they've done this yet. I would like them to include an option to remove all the HUD stuff on the lower difficulties. If I had one more request for this game, I mean, the game is already complete for me, but for those that cannot play the realism mode, damn, I just got shotgun surprised out in the face. This may not have been the right I don't think this was the right footage that I included. This is the footage of me dying over and over. I meant to include the footage of me being a total badass and finally clearing this level. But that's okay. You get to see what playing on realism is actually like. I suppose. I did eventually clear this. I got my ass kicked a bunch. I was trying to do a bunch of fancy stuff that looked cool, and I died several times doing it. But yeah, man, fantastic game. Highly recommend. Awesome update. Super good stuff. So that is yet another update, but we're not done yet because there has been yet another update, which I believe I probably should have checked the embargo, but I think it's today. I believe the embargo is today, and that is for Walkabout mini golf, man. Dude, I'm telling you, the updates just keep coming. That's not Walkabout. Hold on. Let's see here. Where is Walkabout? There we go. I might need to add this back. Oh, does that work? Hey, Walkabout mini golf. Walkabout mini golf got a brand new level today. And I got to check it out, and it is, of course, a lovely, lovely, spooky themed level. It's called Widow's Walkabout Edition. It's a brand new DLC. It costs $3.99 for the level. I actually got to check it out with Ju, who's in the chat. She's saying she loves it. This is her in the footage, her and I playing in the footage. I got to check it out a little bit. Just played the first 9 levels, guys. Okay, so some of the levels and some of the stuff in Walkabout is kind of hit or miss for me, but I do love spooky season, and this level is gorgeous, man. And it's not only gorgeous, but it's extremely fun and creative as well. So if you're looking for something chill, Matster, that you would like to play and enjoy over for spooky season, guys, I cannot recommend this course enough. Like I said, some of them are kind of hit or miss for me. Some I like more than others. This is an example of one that I absolutely love. The game, the graphics and stuff, they look they're getting better at kind of like making the game look a little bit more detailed. Obviously, this game originally released on Quest, and it's and so it's been kind of based around that design. But they're finding creative ways to make it look good. But let me say, man, what makes this course visually look good are the colors. Oh my God, where's Jeremy? The colors in this course, guys, and the HDR and the graphics and everything look absolutely beautiful. And you go just from room to room. There's a wide variety of different rooms to go in here, and they all have kind of like a different kind of haunted theme to them a little bit. But man, this is absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot recommend this pack, this DLC enough. I haven't checked out some of the last DLCs they've done, but yeah, man. And this game overall, I mean, I saw on my friends list over 100 people on my friends list, which is like most of y'all have this game. And yeah, man, this is an absolute must-have for October and spooky season. If you're into Halloween and stuff like that, like I am, I cannot recommend this enough. We'll get before I move on to the next game, let's get a quick look at the mansion inside. Now it gets even better. But even just your first steps into the mansion, it looks really cool. And again, cannot stress enough how good the freaking colors look in this game, in the headset. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Some of the best like use of just color and stuff that I've seen. Oh yeah, here's where I absolutely shanked this shot. I'm like, can I go off the tooth? What's going to happen here? Boink. And it came right back to me. It was pretty challenging at first. We did, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get to the footage where we start kicking ass and making some amazing shots. But we had an absolute blast checking this out. And I absolutely love this thing. And yeah, man, highly recommend. Must buy Walkabout. Along with this pack for spooky season, man. I think Walkabout's on sale too right now. I think it's like $10 or something, which is crazy, man. Absolutely ridiculous. And the developers had said also that, you know, I know they said recently that the PSVR2 community has been buying this game up, and my friends list certainly can attest to that. But the friends list, I'm sorry, but the game's been doing really well, and they'll continue to support it. My dream, you guys, my dream is for this game to eventually get like a real, you know, next gen remaster, which I think with the success that it's having, I think with all the success that it's having and everything, I wouldn't be surprised if that eventually happens. But again, we got to be patient. We're still in the early days of VR, and we got to be able to accept, you know, some trade-off here to be able to get the content that we like. And yeah, this is just really well designed and really well made. I love that the course here in the beginning part like pulses, like it puffs up and goes back down, makes a nice little challenge here. I think I messed this one up too. No, that wasn't too bad. Oh, I almost got a hole in one. There was a couple almost hole in ones here. I tried to okay, here, check this out. The last thing I'll say here, Jew was pointing out to me here, there's an actual the third part. I won't go into any more spoilers, but this is right, like only the third hole. There's a freaking guillotine on there, and you have to hit the ball around it. And if the ball touches the guillotine, it splits in half. Dude, it's so cool. So much fun. So creative, and just so much going on in this level. Like I said, amazing. I've only played the first 9 holes, and they were awesome. And I can't wait to check out the rest of them. Maybe at some point, maybe we can all jump in there and get a big group going and play some and enjoy this together, because holy crap, it's good, man. Good job, Walkabout. Highly recommend. Now, you know, I titled this video "The Best of October." It's really hard because there's just so much going on everywhere. So it's really the best of October in terms of, you know, there's been some great announcements. There's so far, because there's still the second half of this month, which is, you know, pretty much primed and ready to be the biggest part of the month. We'll see when we get there. We still don't have a release date for I think Madison yet, so it'll be interesting to see what's going on with that. We don't have a release date for some other things, but again, really exciting month still. We know we've got some other stuff coming out, so really exciting times. Plus we get all these surprise drops. But yeah, so I have a correction to make, guys. I have a correction you know, I sit up here and I do my best to talk about the best stuff to get, the best stuff to play, the best stuff to buy, the best way to spend your money, and the best way to support PSVR2 and the developers making the best games. I have a bit of a correction to make because last week I went through the sale. I did a thumbs up, thumbs down, as we always done as tradition. And kind of did like games we recommend that are currently on sale or don't recommend them. There was one game in particular that I was really on the fence about, but I ended up skewing nay. I ended up said no. And I think I've changed my mind. I think this game has finally won me over, and this game is starting to become the game that we deserved at launch. But hey, I'll take it, better late than never. And that game is trailer that won't play. What's with my trailers today, man? Oh my goodness, there it goes. Okay, there, it's just lagging. I've got a lot of trailers. Switchback VR, man. Okay, so hear me out. Switchback VR, originally released. It's horrible, not only PSVR 1 looking graphics, maybe even worse, but like super blurry as well. Yeah, man. Then they update the graphics, and I said, well, the problem is it's still missing some things I'd like to see, like fast roller coasters, and I really think it's a missed opportunity to not have like a little bit better replay value and to utilize these blink enemies for a little bit more. Well, I'm a little curious if the developers, how much they were actually listening or how much they just, already had this planned or whatever. But Switchback VR has added a horde mode, and man, I already featured a video. I already made a video about it, so make sure you go check out the video and some gameplay of it. But I just had to point out that this update is freaking awesome, and I would like to retract my my denial of recommendation for Switchback VR, currently on sale in the US for $27. At the time, I still stand by that. I think around the $20 mark is what I would recommend it at, and I stand by that. So it's not necessarily that I was wrong. It was just the next day changed. Things can change on a dime these days, and that's exactly what would happen. What happened with Switchback with this mode, this new horde mode, which I basically I think it is worth the $27 now on sale if you need something for spooky season. I still have, some. I originally liked the first half of the game a lot. I like the first half of the game. The second half of the game, I still have my same complaints about it. The pacing, the slow pace of it. It gets kind of boring and stuff. The first half is really, really good though. But this mode, this horde mode now, which basically takes you from room and then a fast roller coaster with really fast speed to another room, and there's about 4 rooms total that you do and that you repeat in this horde mode, and then it just gets harder and harder as you go through. It's really, really good, and I love fighting the don't blink enemies. And then there's one tiny thing I forgot to mention in the thing when I re-recorded my intro for that video, is that there's a new mechanic. I did mention new mechanics, but I didn't mention what specifically. But there's a nice little mechanic of when you start out, there's a metal plate in the background, and you got to get like 8 headshots, I think it is. You got to get a chain of 8 headshots. And then if you do, on your way to the next round or next level section, I'll call it, you can shoot a little box to get a soul gun or whatever, and it's basically a one-hit kill. It's this gun here, that purple looking gun with the thing. The soul gun is it's pretty useful, for at least from a practical standpoint. It's very useful. But this mode, guys, really gives me great arcade shooter vibes that I really, really wanted from this game. They kind of tried to go for more of like a story or something with the campaign, and I don't know. I didn't like the story direction. Just give me the fun arcade gameplay and experience, and then just have some of the story stuff in there, featured or whatever as cameos or whatever. But this mode is fantastic. I really, really love it. So yeah, man, I highly, highly recommend checking out Switchback now in time for spooky season after this update. It looks beautiful. It's one of the best looking games on PSVR2 now. No joke. So really cool. But yeah, man. So October has been a really, really cool month. Really not for the reasons that we were expecting, but a lot of tons of surprises, as you can see. Since I titled this video The Best of October, I will give a tip of the beanie to Red Matter 2, and Ghost Signal, which both released on October 5th. Both really, really good games. I love the original Red Matter, so it's really good. And then Ghost Signal, if you like roguelikes, which I don't really for the most part, but it was still pretty enjoyable. All right, guys. So I guess it is time. Awesome Tatum. Now it is time to talk about the 2 new released games today. Now, disclaimer, I am still working on these games, and I'll tell you why, at least when it comes to Seventh Guest. Let me go ahead. We'll kick things off since it's spooky season. We'll kick things off with Seventh Guest VR. Now, I did do some first impressions gameplay for like the first 30 minutes on my Patreon. Shout out to all these lovely people who have access to the video, as well as like there's a 30-minute video of my first impressions playing it, as well as like a summary on my Patreon. I like to do like, when I do reviews or like first impression summaries, I will typically just do like the pluses and minus kind of break, and like it's like a shorter breakdown. But so the Seventh Guest released today, and it is a spooky puzzle game based on the 1993 classic The Seventh Guest, which was on like PC, one of the early PC ROM games. Yeah, man, so I've been playing this. I have not beaten it yet, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But let's go ahead and break down some of the pros and the cons. I'm going to pull this just straight from my Patreon pretty much. But some of the pros here. And for the record, I've spent a couple hours with this game. The majority of the game, I didn't use any hints or whatever, but I did end up using one at one point, and I'm glad I did, because I can at least tell you about it. But so far, the pros, the art design. The art design is really nice, and from a technical level and from the way it looks and everything, I really like the use of volumetric motion capture that they used, and they have real actors with that are actually good actors, good expressions, good costumes, good dialogue for the most part. I mean, it's not anything super interesting yet where I'm at, but it's at least well done just from a design standpoint. And of course, so you're kind of exploring this mansion and going around, and they give you this lantern, and this lantern has a really cool effect on the mansion. The mansion is very worn out. It's very worn out and old and whatever. But as you shine stuff around on the or anything from pictures to objects to the floor to the mansion itself, it actually kind of shows it transforms anything that's in the light, transforms the look into what its original state. So it looks like all nice and new and polished and stuff. And this is a really, really cool effect that is pretty unique. You don't see a lot of stuff like that. And what I like about it is for several reasons. Not only does it look cool, but it's actually used in some of the puzzle solving and for getting hints, which is really nice. But another thing that I love so far is I really, really like that there's like pictures. There's pictures on the wall and things like that. And whenever you shine the light on them, it alters the picture. Usually, like it'll have, like, for example, something spooky. Like it'll turn the picture into something spooky looking, or like go from like a normal looking person to like some creepy looking picture. It's a really cool effect. The other thing is that there's a lot of nice little Easter eggs here and there, where there's just a lot of good there's some humor in here, which is really, really well done. So it's not only useful to use the light and looks cool, but I do like that there's also some secrets, some Easter eggs, some laughs that you can have while shining through it as well. The soundtrack of this game is also really, really excellent. The music, I'm very sensitive to music, to good audio, and keep this in mind for just a little bit, because I'm talking about the soundtrack. The music specifically is really, really nice. It's a pretty soundtrack, but then it also just like warps into like this dark, weird kind of like haunting noises and stuff. Yeah, man. So far, it has been pretty good, but here's the thing. I have not finished this game because it is a puzzle game. It is a very hardcore puzzle after puzzle after puzzle after puzzle after puzzle game. And it's a lot of these little tiny puzzles that are in a room. You start out going into each guest's room, and there's an assortment of different puzzles you have to solve. And once you complete them all, then you solve the room, you open up another one and get into it. Nihilus Ryan says, oh wait, AJ hasn't beaten this yet? No, because let me tell you, man. So as you know, I am not a puzzle guy. I am not the biggest fan of puzzles. There have been some where I'm like, so that have really captured me and I absolutely loved. There's been quite a few actually. This is not really the case here. As somebody who doesn't love puzzles, this has been pacing wise absolutely brutal, because it's just puzzle after puzzle after puzzle. Some of them are good. Some of them I'm like so bored. I get so bored solving the puzzles. And that's a problem for me in this game, is like I get really, really bored playing it, and I have to take breaks. I mean, I was playing this game. Some were like, I was like really excited about. There are a lot of really creative puzzles and charming ones that I really like. But me, as not a puzzle fan, again, reiterating this, because I'm sure there are some of you that are not puzzle fans either. If you're not a puzzle fan, you're going to hate this game. Like really, really hate it. Because it is purely puzzle based, and it hasn't won me over as in terms of gameplay and stuff. Put it this way. I haven't beaten this game or gotten all the way through it yet, because first of all, I'm not using any hints or whatever, or trying to. But like I literally went from, I had to stop playing this game from boredom to go, and I went and checked out the Crossfire update. I went and played Switchback again and raised my high score again. I even went and played Galaxy Kart. Because I just needed some fun and some excitement. This game, while it has a lot of good game elements to it, the gameplay itself, the way it feels, and the way it looks is not enough to really convince me as somebody that doesn't like puzzle games, to really like be super impressed or like, oh, like I just gotta keep playing this and like from start to finish. No. It is an okay time where you you know, it kind of has these bright spots where it's like you get really bored one moment and then you have something that's like, you know, oh, I really like this puzzle or I really like this one. But it's very, for me, it's been very hit or miss, and I've had to take tons of breaks because, listen, man, I wasn't about to try and review and push through this game. I only got my key just very recently, and I wasn't about to, with the little free time I already have, try and power my way through it, because if I did, I would absolutely freaking hate this game. This is a game that you can chew on for a while. That's another positive about it, is that there's a lot of content here. I think for the average person, it might take like 7-8 hours to beat, depending on how good you are and how many hints you use and things. I'm not very good at puzzles. I can sit there. This is what happens with me, is like I sit there and I just like stare at it and I mess with it for like 30 minutes until I finally figure it out. And that's kind of been my experience with this. And think about it, man. If you're playing a game, unless you're just absolutely in that mood, if you're playing a game and your experience is just kind of sitting there doing nothing, basically, you know, it can take away some of the pacing, some of the fun. I saw somebody mention Red Matter, or no, I'm sorry, The Room. Well, the Red Matter is a good example too, but the Room VR as well. Yeah, I absolutely loved The Room. It was very, very good. And they made it like, you know, a little bit, I don't know. It was just something, I guess it was just clever use of environmental puzzles, and lots of things. This is very much like mini puzzles all throughout the game. Like it's a bunch of mini puzzles. It's not necessarily like environmental puzzles stuff like that. It's slightly different. But yeah, man. So I've been both enjoying this game. I definitely like it for spooky season. But I've also been like, there's been moments where I'm just like dreading playing this and I like really don't want to play it anymore because I just feel like it's kind of not for me. It's not, now there's a couple more things though. At least, like I said, I think in terms of content, it definitely has the edge over The Room, because there is a lot more content here than The Room has. The Room is a quick kind of 4-hour one and done, and 3-4 hour one and done kind of game. You blast through it. It's super fun, but it's, you know, that's it. There's nothing. It leaves you wanting more content. This I don't think is going to have that problem of wanting more content because there's a lot here. But for me, I'm going to chew on it for a little bit. I'm going to chew on this one, not try to power through it so I don't end up absolutely hating it. You know, just haven't really had enough time yet to beat it. But I'm a couple hours in, and it's okay so far. The last thing I'll say is the one thing that is disappointing, the one thing that I think could make me go from being like, okay, this is an okay puzzle game. I'm not a big fan of puzzles, but it's okay, I guess. The one thing that could have really, really made me like really fall in love with this game, from a technical aspect, I wish it took advantage of the hardware a little bit better. I don't know if there's a game that I've played on PSVR2 where like I literally felt like I was playing like a Quest 2 game, like on PSVR2, but really feel like couldn't tell the difference between if I'm wearing a Quest 2 or a thing. And the reason being, graphically, it's pretty sharp. You know, it's not the sharpest game ever. The sharpness is fine. It's clear. But graphically, the contrast, man, the contrast, the what should be black is gray. And I don't like that. I really, really don't like that. I don't like that the blacks are really gray. For the headset having HDR and OLED panels, like this game should really be popping, colors wise, because there's a lot of good colors in this game. And I was just talking about Walkabout mini golf earlier, and Walkabout is like, you know, it's got the more basic look to it a little bit, but it's so freaking colorful and beautiful despite having that, and it's super sharp. Graphically, you know, I think the most graphical impressive thing about it is the use of the volumetric motion capture with the actors and stuff. Graphically, it's not really, it's leaving me wanting a little bit more, some deeper contrast, some brighter colors, and yeah, I just, you know, some of the textures and stuff, the actors and stuff look great. Some of the puzzles and stuff look very stripped down, and it ends up kind of breaking the immersion a little bit, because you've got these like actual human beings, like actual people, real actors, and then you turn around and look, and then there's a puzzle that almost comes off as looking a little bit on the cartoony side, and it just doesn't mesh well. They could really could have taken advantage of the hardware a little bit more, and it would look a lot better. It would just be visually pleasing a lot more to just be in this world and whatever. Again, it's not that they look bad or anything. They just, to me, they don't look good enough, or as good as they could have at the very least. Which is a little disappointing, because, you know, this really helps for the atmosphere, the immersion, things like that. Like I said, 1 second you're looking at a person, the next second you're looking at a cartoon looking little puzzle. You know, it's not all like that, and a lot of it does look okay, but those spots really just like they got to me a little bit. The other thing is, like, some of the technical aspects, the sound effects. I said the soundtrack. This is what I was alluding to earlier. The soundtrack is really, really great in this, but the sound effects are awful. They sound like they're mono, like, you know, we have 3D audio headphones here, and everything sounds like, not only does it not sound stereo, but it sounds mono. And it's like, like, again, I'm very sensitive to sound design and things like that. This is something that really helps me with immersion, and really, you know, helps me get into it. I mean, sometimes my eyes can be fooled by how good something sounds. Dreadhalls says hello. The soundtrack, the music is great. The sound effects are awful quality. These are all things I think that could be updated with a patch, which I would hope to see. But again, wish they took advantage of the hardware a little bit more. Which brings me to the last thing here, the haptics, or the lack thereof. One of the reasons I said it feels like I'm playing, I really can't tell if I'm playing on a Quest 2 or a PSVR 2. There's no use of haptics, and this becomes apparent within the first 2 minutes of the game, because they start you out on a boat with an oar, and you're like rowing the boat towards the mansion. And it's just like, man, like, we've just seen so many good uses and good implementation of haptics and adaptive triggers and headset rumble. And like, it would have just been the best feeling. Like I said, man, if you're a big fan of puzzles, like you're obviously, or a fan of the original game, or you need something a little bit more lighthearted for spooky season, because it's not scary. It's got more of that like haunting charm to it than it is. But to me, it's a little bit of a missed opportunity here with you know, the visuals, you know, not taking full advantage of the headset, the haptics not being there, the sound design not fully being there. These are little things that, despite not liking puzzle games and stuff, I would be enjoying this game a lot more and less likely to put it down more often if it really took advantage of these things. So it'll be very interesting to see. I'd like to get more. I would love for you guys to leave me your feedback once you get around to playing this, for those that are picking it up. I would love to hear your opinions and your thoughts as it, but yeah, man, it's okay so far. I'm not like in love with it. I definitely enjoyed the Room VR Dark Matter more, and despite it having less content, but it does some good things, and I'm looking forward to continuing my progress on this slowly, because slowly, it's oh, on. Did I hit my mic? I'm sorry if I hit my mic. I need to slowly enjoy this one. If I try to rush through this, I'm not going to enjoy it, and I think that'll be the case. But listen, I don't have to rush through it. Like, as much as I'm sorry, you know, I didn't have a full review ready for you by this time, but again, I don't want to rush it too much. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Right now, I'm at like a 7 out of 10. I'm at around a 7 out of 10. It's good. It's good. It's got a lot of content, several hours, so you get your money's worth. It does some cool things. The acting, the voice, the volumetric actors and everything, really cool and unique. There are plenty of puzzles scattered around here that are really fun. But again, it becomes a little bit too much for me, and it doesn't take full advantage of the hardware, are the biggest downsides here. So yeah, man, again, would love to hear some additional impressions. But that wasn't the only game to release today. Because we had a stealth drop of Racket Fury. And again, like, you know, so Racket Fury, originally released on PSVR, it came out a long time ago, and it has been remastered and re-released for PSVR2. Here's my footage here. Again, thank you to my lovely assistant Julia for helping me get some additional Walkabout and Racket Fury footage. But dude, so Racket Fury, man, an excellent game on PSVR, and it's now been released. It's stealth dropped today. And yeah, man, as expected. So this does have some things about it. So first of all, it is a table tennis game set in it's got kind of like a sci-fi theme going with it. There's like these different weird, as you can see, floating stingray backgrounds. This game, first and foremost, has amazing physics. That is, I think, the first and foremost most important thing. This game has excellent physics. It feels so good. And you can play in two types of modes. You can play in arcade mode. You can play in simulation mode. Right here, we're playing in arcade mode. It's a little bit more just free form, have fun, kind of stuff. There's a little bit of special effects. And by the way, we're just warming up here and just having some fun, hitting the ball back and forth. I just play a little bit with Julia here, and then I go into the single player and play against some of the bots. But yeah, man. So, you know, physics wise, gameplay wise, it's super impressive. The game is also been confirmed by the developers that the game runs at 120 hertz refresh rate native with no reprojection. And they also mentioned some things like it has 1000 hertz of physics refresh rate in order to have the best gameplay experience. And single player wise and local and multiplayer wise, at least while playing in the same country against the same country, I can definitely vouch for this. It feels so good, so satisfying to play. It is excellent. And I love this game to begin with. The only thing that's been missing so far for me is like, where is the stage where you're like in space and there's like a planet in the background? I haven't seen that yet, so I don't know. I don't know, but gameplay wise, it's very good. There's 4 championship modes where you play against different bots or different AIs. I call them bots because they're actual bots. That's the design in this game. I don't know if this was here before, but there seems like there's a actual progression system with unlocks. You can actually earn currency and you can customize your avatar. And there's a good variety of of things you can customize. You can customize your head, your arms, your body, all sorts of stuff. So that's a really, really nice, cool thing here. Is that they've nailed the gameplay, they've nailed the physics, and it seems really, really good so far. Graphically, now while it does run at 120 native hertz and no reprojection, don't go expecting it to look like a super, super duper next gen title. It looks similar to how it's always looked. It's not a fully remastered. It doesn't at least appear to be like super remastered textures and details and reflections and all these things that we've kind of seen with games that came out earlier this month, like Propagation Paradise Hotel. It's not really that. It's just what's there looks solid and it's very, very smooth, and it plays very, very nice. So that's the important thing to note as well. But yeah, it is an excellent table tennis game. If you never played the original game, man, seriously, don't sleep on this one. I highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, I freaking love this game. Now, there is a little bit of controversy surrounding this game right now. A little bit. Not a whole bunch, but a couple people are not happy because they have stated that there is no upgrade path. And on top of that, the game also costs $30. And it's like, I don't know if that was a smart move here price-wise, because at the end of the day, you'd have way more people buying your game at $20, and I think they're going to feel the loss of that $30 price tag a little bit, a la VR Skater, yet another excellent game that is hurt by the price point. VR Skater, despite being like a top 10 game, because they went with the $35 thing, because they thought that that was the right thing to do, the right price point, is ill-advised decision. And I feel like, I don't know if this game is going to suffer as bad as that, because everybody loves table tennis. It's something, well, not everybody, but a lot of people can, pick up and play and enjoy this game. I think they shot themselves in the foot here. Not necessarily having the $30 price tag. I mean, to me, I was ready to buy it. I did get a review key. That being said, I was ready to buy it because honestly, I was a little conflicted about this because when the original game came out, I felt like nobody bought it, nobody played it, not enough played it and stuff as to what it deserved. I mean, unfortunately, games like, what was it, like Ping Pong VR, I think it was called, that absolutely sucked, unfortunately, got more attention. I think because of maybe this has the robot sci-fi aesthetic to it, which, sci-fi is less popular than realism and stuff. So, but yeah, I felt bad back then, when the game, oh yeah, look at this warm up though. Look at them physics, guys. Look at them physics. Also, you can put some spin on it. That's some of the special effects you see around the ball. If you hit it really hard, it catches on fire. If you put some spin on it, it like sparkles and stuff and kind of shows you. But but yeah, man, you know, like I said, some people are going to be upset about this. Some are not going to care. Let me bring it over to the chat to see what you guys do. Chrome Colossus, this does have voice chat. There's in-game voice chat when you do multiplayer, and you can do multiplayer against randoms, or you can do multiplayer with a code. And let me say the in-game voice chat is very good. It is very nice and clear. It sounds the equivalent of being in a party chat. So the voice chat is excellent. If that's a concern of yours, don't worry about it. It sounds freaking great. Prentice Summer Scale says, I bought it because I got it free in June of 2021. $30 is reasonable. If you really like ping pong and didn't buy it full price before, it's very addicting online. My reason for wanting to pay for this game, again, is because I don't feel like it got the sales and the attention and the love that it deserved when it originally released. And so, despite, you know, $30 being a little high for a ping pong game, I was ready to shell out the money and give them my money to support them. I think, you know, I don't have a problem with it being $30. I think the bigger problem is that there was no upgrade path, and the developers actually stated, they posted something on Reddit, and I do appreciate the developers being very transparent here. There's some people, you know, 3-comment reaction, knee-jerk reaction, 3-comment review, cash grab, trash, blah, blah, blah. I don't agree with that here. I think the developers are actually trying to be very transparent. And I think if anything, they made a small mistake. And I'm not ready to pull out the pitchforks on them yet. Because again, first and foremost, this game is super quality in terms of gameplay. And there's enough content here that I'm happy with the price. I'm happy to support them. But I do think that when you don't go the upgrade path, I do think it is kind of frowned upon, because especially for the lot of people that, you know, supported your game back in the day, you're not giving them an upgrade path. You're making them not only pay the same price again, but you're making them pay $10 more than what they originally paid. So I don't think it's the best decision. Their reasoning behind it, again, they've been very transparent on Reddit, which I appreciate their transparency, was that the game was a free PlayStation Plus title. I don't remember it being free in the US. I've heard it was free in Europe. That I do actually remember, because I remember saying, oh, go make a European account. Well, no, that wouldn't work either. The problem here is that, you know, it's a tricky situation, because there have been the thing, I think they had one oversight here, and that is there have been other developers that release games not only just for PlayStation Plus, but for free. I'm talking about during the Days of Play initiative, stuff like Paper Beast, stuff like Thumper, Res Infinite. These games offered a $5 to $10 upgrade for those who previously owned the game. This would have been the best thing to do here. You don't have to give away the game for free for $20. You know, you don't have to go with the free upgrade. They said they spent 6 months working and enhancing. It spent 6 months of them working their asses off on making this port. So I'm trying to be a little fair here. And we need to, as a community, as people online or whatever, we need to be a little fair here, be a little open-minded as well. Do I think they made a bit of a mistake not offering a free upgrade? Yes. That I have more of a problem with than the $30 price point. I don't care about the $30. I was ready to pay for it again. The problem is more so the lack of an upgrade path for those who got your game. But and for those who have never played the game before or owned it before, like, you're good to go. I give you the thumbs up to buy this game, and I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. It's excellent, and it's a lot of fun, and it has great multiplayer, great physics. Yes, for those who bought this game before. I totally understand not wanting to buy the game at $30 again, or $30, which is even more than before, not having an upgrade fee. I think, again, this is not a malicious thing, greedy, the developers getting super greedy. They spent the last 6 months of their lives, guys, working on this. They put a lot of effort into it, and it shows in the game. And they'd like to... The other thing is they're doing this thing that I don't think is a good idea, where they're talking about, they're going to bring future content to it. This is another mistake developers make. I get that you're trying to sell the game at a price point where you spent the last 6 months of your lives working on it. You also are planning to do content in the future. That's a big no-no, though. You do not charge with a promise of content in the future. This, again, if it's not that they had bad intentions here or whatever, it's just they didn't look at the examples of other games, VR Skater, that were excellent games. Also highly recommend, even at full price. But that's just, people are going to vote with your wallet. And at the end of the day, if you're mad about the upgrade thing, then that's what you can do, is you can vote with your wallet, wait for a sale at the very least. But even at the least, though, I do highly recommend this game. I highly recommend it on sale. If you can't, if your funds are limited and you can't, go out and buy it again or whatever, totally understandable as well. But the question is this a good game? It's freaking awesome. It's fantastic. It's really, really fun. Great gameplay. Like I said, graphically, it's smooth and everything. And there's great single player content. There's great multiplayer. The physics are even good in multiplayer, except for one thing. I played multiplayer against a random dude, and he was in like Europe or something, and there was some latency with the back and forth. I don't know how much this is affected because I played local with Julia. I played against with her, and it was fine. So depending on some of the people's internet speed and stuff, there may be some latency, there may be some connection issues. Oh, here you can see I'm looking at some of the cosmetics that you can unlock. I unlocked the helmet. That's pretty cool. That's nice. I was also checking the time because I was like, shit, I gotta get going soon. I played against this dude though, but yeah, I think that there's enough content. I think there's a fun game, enough stuff here to justify the $30 price tag. If you bought it before, it's a kind of another story. That really depends on you. And like I said, go buy what works for you. If you want to support them again, then you're going to get a great game out of it. If you want to hold off, wait for a sale or whatever, then that's your business. That's you making your voice heard with your wallet, and not buying it. So, but yeah, man, I think this is something, again, I don't think this is a cash grab or anything. They obviously spent a lot of hard work on this. It does kind of suck that, it's cheaper on other platforms. That also doesn't do them any favors here. But before I move on from this game, let's look at some of the features, some of the new features and stuff that they said they added here. So they did post a Reddit post. These are some of the features that the developers themselves posted on Reddit. Let's see what is new to the game. Let me go up here, browser, and boom. Okay, so they said, developer here. I'm excited to let you know that Racket Fury Table Tennis VR is now live. We didn't manage to give a heads up earlier because the certification was process was tough and it was hard to pin down a release date. No problem. The only time we don't like stealth releases is when the game is broken or messed up or jacked up. Otherwise, I'm totally fine with stealth releases. I just don't like stealth releases of broken ass, shady game developer stuff. Here's what the game offers: a full campaign mode with 4 cups, 4 opponents each. Online multiplayer across across 3 regions. Online leaderboard and monthly ELO rankings. There are ranked things. Crisp visuals at 120 hertz, no reprojection with native resolution. Ensure your lenses are clean for the best experience. Arcade and simulation mode. I've actually, like I said, I actually like both modes. I like simulation for the challenge, but I actually think arcade mode is slightly more fun, because you can kind of have a little bit more fun, a little bit more free form with it. 100,000 hertz physics refresh rate for the most accurate simulation. And again, the physics feel really good. And on a side note, the haptics do feel really good as well. They did some good job with the haptics. And there's also a haptic slider to where you can adjust the frequency of it. But the haptics, everything feels excellent. Let's see here, but yeah, and then they just go on to say a little bit more about, you know, the journey they had to accommodate the porting costs, blah blah blah. Again, the cost of the game being $30 is not the problem. The lack of an upgrade fee, upgrade path is the problem. Yes, you put it on PlayStation Plus, but remember, people pay for PlayStation Plus as well. It's not the same as free. So, but yeah, man. Like I said, I totally understand people that don't want to pay for it again. No problem. But for those who didn't, for those who, I gotta talk to 2 crowds here. For those who have never played this game before, freaking get it. It's excellent. Highly recommend. 2 thumbs up. Super fun. Gonna be playing this a lot more. I like the single player. I'm not a multiplayer person, but I like the multiplayer so far too. Really, really good stuff. So get a thumbs up of recommendation from me over here. I'm enjoying this a lot more than 7th Guest. Honestly, I like it a lot. I like it a lot more. At least something to break up the pacing of 7th Guest. But guys, that is it for today. Man, lots going on this October. Next week, I think we're scheduled to get some other stuff. I think Madison, no, not Madison. Vertigo 2 is supposed to come out this week. Hopefully it does. We'll see what happens. Madison is supposed to come out at some point. Hopefully it does. We'll see when that happens. What does have a set release date, however, is, we got a lot of games coming next week, guys. We got Journey to Foundation coming next week. Ghostbusters VR, which I think could be pretty good. I know there's not a lot of excitement around it right now because of the cartoony look. And they really, something just doesn't seem totally right about it. But they actually posted some screenshots earlier, and it looked pretty good. The screenshots looked really good. But guys, happy Thursday or Friday if you're listening in tomorrow or the weekend or at a later date. Thank you so much, as always, for your support. Shout out to the Patrons, these lovely people here. If you want to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com and support the channel there. You can also support by super chats, as you saw earlier. Thank you. Big shout out to you, Master Game Caster and Silver Nexus. Appreciate your guys' support dearly. Sal says, thank you. Making Astrobot dance here. I love it, man. Thank you for the donation. You can also go to the link down in the description and donate through Streamlabs. Make Astro dance. And also, the cool thing about the Streamlabs is that the 100% of it goes to me. So I appreciate you, Sal, always using that. You can also support me by getting something for yourself. And that is by going to VR Rock and purchasing some lenses there, whether you need it to be for, there's a multitude of reasons. The VR Rock lenses are my favorite so far. I've only tried these and the Hans VR. I like the VR Rock more than the Hans VR. because they're thinner. They clip in with magnets. You can go to vrrock.com, use the promo code AJPSVR, and you can get a discount. You can get a pair of the VR Rock lenses for with the blue light filter and the anti-glare thing. You can get those using my code for less than the Hans VR, just a regular pair. And again, even if you just need some lens protectors, and don't need a prescription, don't need all the fancy bells and whistles, just get them for the lens protectors alone. They fit in there nicely and they protect your lenses. So highly recommend those. That's another way to support. You can buy some non-profit merch on the store, streamlabs.com/PSVR_underground/merch. And I think that is about it, guys. I appreciate all of you. Congrats once again to Brian and my co-host Miles, Wes, all of us. Big shout out to Dave Station VR. Dave, who is also a part of this journey and getting PSVR Without Parole to 100 subs. Thank you, my friend. Always with us in spirit and in our hearts. And, people that came before me, like Michelle and Jeremy and Dez, and then some of those other people. It's been a long journey, guys, and it's been amazing. I'm so glad that we are still doing this to this day, and we will continue doing this as long as we can, man. It's been an amazing journey ever since joining, doing my own thing, opening my own channel in 2018, to joining Without Parole in 2019. I just love PSVR. I love our community. We have the best people here, as you can see. All of you guys, you are a big part of this too, and you keep us going and keep us motivated, and we feed off each other, man. So keep it going. We still got this is only halfway through the month, guys. We still got a whole half of the month to go for spooky season. I love it. I'm trying to soak up and stop and smell all the roses I can, man. It's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful time. And like I said, even if some games are getting delayed here and there, it's for the better, as we know. We'll have a better, more polished product. And Lord knows we got other games to play in the meantime that'll stealth drop, that are worth our time and money. But hell yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. You're the freaking best, as you know. Awesome Tatum, we need to get into some Crossfire soon. As well as, guys, we need to jump into some Walkabout mini golf and play this spooky thing. I want to play with you guys, so make sure you join our Discord in the link down below. Let's play together, enjoy some spooky season stuff together. Let's get all those that pick up table tennis, Racket Fury. Let's check out some Racket Fury. And guys, you have a wonderful rest of the night and a wonderful weekend. I will hope to have some more surprises soon on the channel, on Patreon, anywhere I can. So I will see you guys again very soon. You guys have a wonderful night. You're the best. Let's get out of here if we can, possibly, if it's going to work. It doesn't look like it's going to work. So I will resort to the hold screen. Y'all have a wonderful night. See you. Thank you guys so much, man. Bad Robo, Chrome Colossus, Secrets of Mark Smith, Guy Sun Fist Bump to you, Casanova Rudd, Gummy Tarzan, Galaxy Kart's good stuff, man. Getting in the right direction. Awesome Tatum, my Crossfire buddy. Crossfire! Game Cat Chicago. I'm gonna go get me a freaking Italian beef sandwich right now, or a deep dish pizza sounds great. It's a little late for that, but we'll see. Rexplorer, thank you, man. Thank you guys for all your love and support for Dave. One of my best friends for life, dude. As well as you guys. Prentice Summer Scales, thanks for chiming in with your own opinion. on some things. Appreciate that. Always helps to get some more perspective, of course. I'm just one man up here trying to do my best. Scott, the PSVR Game Count for Life, thank you, my friend. Cheers. I'm going to go get me a beer for sure if I don't get some pizza or something. Mark Smith, good to see you, homie. Distracted. All you guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the night, especially you, Old Dart, and Steve IRE. All of you. I'll see you again very soon. Till next time, my friends.